Gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
Proptober practice with the strap, pulling it all the way down the D ring. So making sure that before we start, getting that loop of the D ring. So it's best to thread it through both of the rings and then loop it back on itself through one of them so that when you pull the strap taut, the D ring doesn't slip. But for now, pull it all the way out so that you've got the full length of your strap. And what it does, it just sits kind of on that, the end part there. And we're going to start lying down in reclined butterfly. So we place the strap underneath our back. So it's underneath us. And then we come into a butterfly, but make sure that you've got let me turn that around for myself a bit, the D-ring quite close by to you so that you can pull the strap a little bit tighter. So it goes around the top of the feet and over the ankles, okay? And then that means that the strap then sits across the hip flexors. Slide it up so that you have the D-ring, and you can pull that strap a little bit tighter into that reclined butterfly. So soles of the feet come together and make sure that that strap is sitting just underneath the sacrum. So it goes around the lower back, wraps itself around the hip flexors, goes straight down over the top of the ankles, and then loops around underneath the feet. Yes, and then pull the strap as tight as is comfortable for you to sit. Well, lie for the next 5 minutes in reclined butterfly. A nice little start to the morning, however you woke up, however you arrived on your mat this morning, and what kind of interactions and experiences you had before you got here. Oh, just take a deep breath in, deep breath out, let it all go, and just sink. Sink into the mat. Keep the eyes open or a soft gaze for now. They've been closed all night. And just allow your breath to guide you through the practice today, being aware that the breath is a prop in itself. It supports your practice as much as all of the other things that we can, bring into our practice, like blocks and bolsters and blankets and straps. Your breath is really the only thing that you need for yoga. So as you lie here in reclined butterfly, you may find that it's a comfortable or an uncomfortable pose. So just let that sit with you for a moment. But when you have the added strap, notice how that makes the posture feel for you. First thing in the morning, first posture. Notice if it's really putting a lot of tension or pressure, or you're forcing yourself into the posture. That's obviously not what we want. So if you feel that way already, just make sure that you're nice and comfortable and you can stay here for a few more minutes. And as you lie here, just notice the natural arching of the spine in the lower lumbar section. Just notice it may start to pull itself away from the mat. And just notice if you're gripping into the hip flexors or you're allowing the hip flexors to soften and release, as well as the glutes. let the buttock muscles soften underneath you. Then taking the attention into the legs, front, inner, outer, back of the upper leg, the lower leg. And then feel that strap supporting around the ankles as well. And just feel these sensations, guided by the breath. In silence, we can hear our intuition speak to us. But it can be difficult to find silence in this age of hyper connectivity. We must make it a priority to find the time to unplug and to create silence at least once a day. All of the information and connection will still be there when we return. A change happens when we learn to access stillness. We start to crave the quiet in the midst of all the extrinsic connection. And in stillness, we can find our balance. So just for the next couple of minutes, listen to the silence. Try to cut off from all the sounds around you. And begin to breathe a little deeper so that you can come into the surroundings, the noises around you once more, returning back into this present moment. Maybe you just drifted off into a little bit of a meditation there, but come back to the breath. And then take your time to just loosen the strap and lift the knees in towards one another and just find a way to come out of the posture supported with the strap, just bringing the knees together. Take the soles of the feet wide and then rest those inner groin, the hip flexors and the outer hip there as you let the knees just drop towards one another. And just notice the body responding when you come out of a posture that's held for a few minutes, that's quite active. It's quite an active posture, not too passive as in a restorative practice. So now taking the strap to the side of you, so sliding it out from underneath you. You can, of course, keep it on its longest length here. So that works just as well, but you may find that you want to pull it in to a smaller loop so that it goes over your sole of your right foot. So it depends how much you want to pull the hands down towards the end of the strap. Also, how long the strap or the belt is for you. So bending into the knee, into the back of the right knee, softening into the hamstring, letting the thigh fall towards the chest. We're going to come into reclined leg stretch 1, 2, and 3, but again, in a little bit of a supportive, held, passive way. So you can, of course, extend that underneath leg all the way along the mat. Just make sure that it's in line with your hip. And soften the arms all the way down to the ends of the strap so that the elbows can rest onto the mat. And take this steady. This is warm up. This is not meant to be overstretching or over forcing. I want you to feel how flexible, how comfortable reclined leg stretch 1 can be first thing in the morning. Use the breath, be guided to the release of the exhale, to maybe pull the toe half an inch closer towards the back of the head. We're going to take the leg out to the side, reclined leg stretch 2. So holding the strap with just the right hand. You can pull the hand up a little closer towards the foot if that feels good, letting the elbow come down to support you. And then the leg comes out to the side. Maybe the foot is at hip height. Maybe it goes a little bit higher. Again, just soften into the back of the leg. You don't need to be taut. You don't need to be flexing or pointing the foot to engage calves, hamstrings. But make sure that the left side of the body keeps pulling itself downwards away from that right leg. And you can take the left arm out to the side, palm face up. Allow that right leg to become heavy. Wants to sink down towards the earth. And your strap is the only thing that's holding that in place. Breathing in, bring the leg back into the center. We change the grip and we take it over. Reclined leg stretch 3. It falls over to the left side of the mat. Again, the elbow comes down to the mat to support, and the right arm might open. Leg can be straight or bent, but again, enjoy this passiveness of the stretch rather than over-forcing, over-stretching. Let the leg become heavy. Keep reminding yourself the exhale is the greatest support and the greatest prop. Breathing out, letting go just a little bit more. Breathe in, bring it back into the center. Take the strap away from the foot as you bend the knee and let the right leg go all the way along the mat. Take a moment just to feel the right and the left. This practice is about balance between right and left when we're using props and particularly a strap. So this is where we want to find some further flexibility into the back of our legs, into our spine, drawing in both knees. Give yourself a little roll and massage out here. Left knee stays in, right leg goes along the mat. Again, placing that left strap over the left foot. Extending the leg up on the exhale and releasing the hands all the way down to the end of the strap so you can feel that you're not having to hold the arms up as well. Choosing the bent leg option or the right leg straightening. And almost visualizing those toes coming way back over the head. Softening into the glutes, right at the top of the hamstrings, right at the base of the glutes. Feel that part where it stretches. Again, not overstretching, not over forcing. And each and every time that I'm not cueing you or talking or describing the actual posture, come back to that silence and that listening to the body. Exhale as you take it out to the left side, moving the hand a little closer towards the foot. Right arm goes out to the side. Bend the knee here if that feels a little tight on the inner groin, inner thighs. Try to anchor through the right side of the body here, pulling the right hip down, but relaxing the left glute. Breathing in, bring it into the center and breathe it out as it goes over and across the body, changing to the right hand. Trying to open up the chest towards the sky, left hand reaches out at shoulder height, palm face up. Exhaling, letting go, feeling heaviness in that left leg. Breathing in, bringing it back into the center. Bend the knee, take the strap away, and just let that left leg meet the right all the way along the mat. Take the hands out to the side. Just take that moment's breath. In Shavasana, noticing right and left and right legs. Drawing knees in, rolling and massaging out through the lower spine, circling the knees one way and the other, maybe opening up the knees, working into the hips just a little bit. We have a bit of hip mobility coming up a little bit later on, using the strap to support us with that. And then take your time, rolling over to one side, coming into your tabletop position. This is where we shorten the strap just a little bit. So from its longest length or its loop, depending on what you had for your reclined leg stretch, pulling it so that it can now fit over your, oh, that's a bit long. There you go. You're going to have to test it here. Over the upper arms this time. So you're going to pull it up towards the upper arms. Okay, so there you are, you're in your cat and cow, and it's in the middle of the shoulder and the elbow. So find that tabletop position with the strap around the upper arm. And now work through your cat and cow here, keeping the tautness, keeping the strap nice and tight, spreading out the fingers. You'll notice that the upper arm starts to work just a little bit more to keep the strap in place. And then returning back into neutral. Tucking the toes, preparing to come into a downward facing dog. Most likely the forehead is going to come onto the strap when you come into that downward facing dog. So you can start to rest the forehead against the front of the strap, pedaling out into your downward facing dog and keeping the tautness of the strap on either arm. Just start to rest the head into the strap as much as you need to. Exhaling both heels, relaxing back down towards the earth. Again, not over forcing anything, still warming up. From your downward facing dog, shift the hips, shift the shoulders forward, come into a plank. And keeping the tautness into the upper arms on the strap. Pull back into downward facing dog, relaxing forehead into the center of the strap. Twice more, breathing in, coming into plank. Crown of the head reaches away, heels push back. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Take a few breaths. And then nice and slowly, release the knees down. Reach the fingertips forward. Keep the tautness of the strap. Try not to let the strap release. And you're going to come down into your child's pose. And this is where the head rests on the strap. Belly, chest, lengthening over the thighs. Reminding yourself of that breath. Breathing in, lengthening, breathing out, deepening. So if you are resting, obviously, the head on the strap here, make sure that the neck is not arching too much. The neck is still in alignment of the spine. And then nice and slowly, release the hands back. Roll up through the spine, let the strap release off of the arms and just come into kneeling. Take a moment just to feel the arms here, the outer bicep, the triceps, you'll feel those. Probably feel into the biceps just a little bit, even just after that small little bit of work. And let's loop. I have a bit of a wonky strap, it seems, here. Anyway, but a small loop onto the ankle of your right foot. Going to come into extensions and tiger. So bringing that across the back and into the left hand. Okay, so you've got your right foot with the strap on and your left hand taking the strap. You're going to start to extend the foot back and try and pull the arm forward. And then pull it into the center. So the strap comes into the knee. And pulling out. Extending back. And pulling Elbow in to center, strap to knee. Twice more. Exhaling as you come in. Pull the strap over the shoulder and the spine. And extending. Last time, pull it in. And out. This is where you open it out to the side. So pull the strap away. Open up the knee. Lift the chest. Lift the gaze. You're fighting to keep the tautness of the strap here a little bit. Keep pushing away through the right palm, left shin, using the core strength, and slowly release. It's hard to keep the tautness of the strap when you're trying to pull the left arm forward and you're trying to push the right foot back. It's this real kind of, there is a word for that, and I can't recall it right now. It'll come to me later. Switching over, left foot. So it's about control. Controlling the strap, making the strap work with you. So that strap comes over the right shoulder, into the right hand. Left hand comes down. Left leg lifts. Pushing foot into strap, pulling strap forward. Exhaling, pulling wrist into knee with the strap, pulling the knee tight. And opening up on your inhale. Good. Keep the tension in the strap. Even keeping the tension in the strap when you pull in. Good. So the strap is not constantly wavering or moving. So much more to think about. Last time, pulling it in as you exhale, remembering the breath, and then opening the knee a little bit, pushing the foot out, opening the hip, pulling the arm forward, but forcing against the strap, pushing the foot back, lifting chest, lifting gaze, pushing into right foot, right shin, left palm. And slowly release. Take the strap away from the foot, come into a child's pose, bring the hands back behind you, and just rest the belly between the thighs. Take a moment, notice if the heart rate increased there. So keeping that small loop on the strap, we're going to turn, if you need to, sideways onto your mat. I'm going to turn sideways so I can face you. This time the strap goes over. Left foot. Then you're going to pull the strap nice and taut up to the top above your head. Hopefully you can reach that with your opposite hand. Okay, so coming into gate pose. So knee and hip are in alignment here. Maybe pad out that knee if you need, but you can start to pull the arm down the strap into the leg. So you can wiggle the fingers down and reminding yourself, opening up the rib cage, still finding the breath. Keep lifting through this body, trying not to collapse. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Wiggle those fingers down and think about the fingertips going towards the foot. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Opening the gaze, if you wish, underneath that elbow. And then nice and slowly, we come into a half moon pose. So you're going to bring the hand down to the mat and take the strap in the right hand. You might want to loop that around. So you're going to start to pull the strap up, and then you might lift the arm up towards the sky. Again, you just want to slowly lift the leg with the strap. So keep pushing away through the shin, through the left or the right palm, whichever leg you've got up. And just notice, are you turning the toes up towards the sky, or are the toes turning inwards? Lift the arm up, stretch the leg. You're pulling the arm away from the foot, and the foot will naturally follow. Nice and slowly, release. Again, pretty tough to hold that strap and control it. Let's go other side. Gate into half moon. You can see where I'm going with our peak pose today, can't you? So upper hand comes over, opposite hand to extended leg. And then lift up and over, and you can move that hand down the strap. And think about the underneath fingers reaching as well. It's not just this top strap that you're pulling toward here. Rolling open the rib cage, nice big open side body, not collapsing through this side here. Keep lifting up here, bringing the head down, and then maybe changing the gaze, looking up. Again, find the breath, never fighting not to breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. If the breath is comfortable, hopefully the posture is comfortable. Nice and slowly, bring yourself back into center. Change the grip to the other hand. You might need to pull it in depending on how long your legs are. Hand comes down. You're going to come into that half moon variation. Hand goes up above the head if it feels good. And you start to pull with the strap, lifting the leg up. Keep the length through the side body. Again, notice if the toes are facing forward or if they're coming up to the sky. If they're going up to the sky, you've got an external rotation in the hip, and the leg goes higher. If the toes turn in, internal rotation. Keep pressing away through the right palm, through the right fingers or left, depending on which leg you've got. Nice and slowly, lower the leg and release out. Take the strap away. And this time, let's tuck the toes. Place the strap underneath the feet as we come into a forward fold at the back of the mat. So again, you can take hold of both ends of the strap. Then the knees here. You're holding onto the strap and you're lengthening into this half lift. So feel the abdominals, the sides of the body, the back of the body start to engage. You're pulling on the strap. The arms should be straight here, hopefully. Crown of the head reaches away. Create space between belly and thighs. Lift up and exhale. Breathe out deeply, slowly into that fold, pulling onto the strap, pulling the body closer, closer, closer towards the legs. Letting the head relax and release. Feeling the length through the spine and the back of the legs. And find the breath. Find the silence. Each breath out, maybe you pull just a millimeter or centimetre closer. And slowly bend the knees, release the strap. Roll up through the spine. Coming all the way to Tadasana, taking the strap with you. So bringing the strap just a little bit wider now for our upper body work. So you could probably have this shoulder width or a little bit wider than shoulder width. We want this opening into the shoulders so that you can see how much you can take this back and circle. So you might need to bring it out all the way out, and that's okay. So standing at the back of your mat, just start to feel the tension going left and right. You can hold on to the strap or on the inside or the outside with the thumbs, just moving left, right. And then start to circle. You're going to open up the chest, round it forward. Open up the chest, round it forward. 3 or 4 times, circling, controlling the tautness, the tension within the strap. And then circle the other way. And then last time, return back into center. And just push the hands outwards. So you're actually holding the strap, maybe on the inside of your, on the outer hands, and you're going to push the strap out. You feel the tension within the arms and relax a little. Do it once more, press out. Notice what muscles have to engage for you to do that. So you're just pushing, 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 and relax just a little bit. Relax all those muscles. Twice more, push out. And relax. Push out. Don't hold the breath as you're pushing out. Still breathe. And relax. This time we're going to take this up and back. So circling up and over the head, you'll notice that one shoulder might be tighter than the other. So this is where you might have to lengthen your strap a little bit, particularly when coming forward. See, I felt there that I had one shoulder that just did not. That was better the second time. But notice, again, I don't want you to force the shoulder girdle into anything it doesn't want to do. That's why you take it all the way to the end of the strap. Makes it so much easier. It's like if you had a pole or a broomstick. Okay, so just move that forwards and backwards a few times. And then you come up into an upward salute. So maybe you're using the thumbs, maybe you're holding the strap, and lift the gaze. Push the hands out. Push, push, push. Lift the chest. Upward salute. Push the pelvis forward. Hands are pushing out into the strap, opening up. Breathe in. Woo. Bring yourself back into center. Nice work. Let's cow face pose standing. It's always nicer. So using the strap to maybe bring the hands a little closer. You're going to pull up with the upper strap and pull down with the lower strap. Standing, noticing if you're flaring the rib cage. Pull the rib cage in and find the steady breath. We're going to take a fold here, so maybe widen the feet, take a bend into the knee, keep that elbow lifting up. The elbow doesn't drop down towards the face, so lift up and over, fold. Breathe in, lengthen spine, half lift, bring it back up into center. Good. Do that once more. Lift up, fold, keep that elbow pressing forward rather than dropping. And breathe in, bring it back. Good. Release to the other side. So it just takes the legs out of the equation when you come to standing in any of the arm stuff. It's much easier. Lengthen up through the upper arm. Pull in through the lower arm. Knit the ribs in towards one another. Avoid the flaring of the rib cage and the lower floating ribs. Bend the knees, lengthen up. Exhale, fold. Keep that elbow pressing forward. Lengthen spine. Use the core, bring yourself up. Exhale, fold once more. And lift up. And release the arms. Give the arms a little circle out. Release the shoulders. How are you feeling? Are you good? So now comes into the balance work. So yeah, what we did on the mat, we're going to do standing. So we're going to try out our dancer pose first of all. So let's make it all the way to a smaller loop. And let's put it over our right foot. Okay. We're going to come into a quad stretch first as if we were in prone position. So we did this week actually. So bring the hands over the shoulder as if you're carrying a bag, and then make sure those knees start to come together, and you're going to start to pull the heel in towards the buttocks using the strap, trying not to dip the body forward, trying to keep the shoulders, the hips, and the heels all in alignment. So this is going to be a dancer pose with you using the strap. So we're going to start to bring the strap into the center of the body above the head. You're going to draw those elbows in towards one another, into the center of the midline. And you're going to pull the strap forward, hopefully lifting the leg up and back behind you. Find the tautness, the tension in the straps. Try and prevent this wobble. Lift the gaze, lift the chest. Keep drawing those elbows in towards each other because those are your strength. Those are the things that are going to keep you, the arms are going to keep that wobble from happening in the strap behind you. Keep pressing the foot away from you as you're pulling the strap forward. Fantastic. Breathing in, breathing out. Again, it's this breath. Find the silence. Find the comfort in this balance. Keep working. Breathing. Nice and slowly. Bring yourself back. Release the strap. Take a moment to just stand in Tadasana. Good. Left foot. Strap goes over left shoulder, carrying a handbag. Pull those knees in towards one another. Try to get the shoulders above the hips, above the knees, above the heels. And you start to pull the strap forward as the heel pulls in towards the buttock. Stay here for a moment, find the balance, and you can always use another prop, which is the wall, of course. So bringing that strap above the head, draw those elbows in towards one another, and then pull forward, keep the chest lifted, look forward, don't look down, and push into the foot behind you. You're pulling the strap forward and, of course, breathing. Notice right to left differences. Fantastic. Breathe in the balance. Keep the tautness, the tension through the strap. Remove the wobble. Nothing's wobbling. And slowly release. Take the strap away. Come back into Tadasana. Woo! Breathe out. And yes, half moon and Chapasana, our peak pose. Just going to show you how that's going to work. And you can, of course, use a wall, a chair, something to hold on to so that you can really feel the balance this time. Don't fight with the balance. Or you might just really want to use a block. I don't even have blocks down here. So putting it on the left foot, you're going to do exactly as we did kneeling and bringing the hand down. The leg lifts and the hands come all the way to the end of the strap, if necessary. And you start to pull the leg up. Again, notice if those toes are facing inwards or if they're opening up a little bit to the sky. Just notice for your own alignment. And the closer that hand gets to the strap, the more challenge that you'll find in that balance in the stretch. Bend into the supporting leg if you're really feeling it in the supporting leg hamstring. So you're going to open up the body, just as we did in those gate poses, in that side stretching. We want to open up the chest. We're not in a forward fold. We're in a sideways balance. Beautiful, gorgeous, lovely. Ardha Chandrasana with the strap. Now, see if you can, from your Ardha Chandrasana, go into your sugarcane pose of Chapasana, which is bending into the knee. Pretty much a little bit like that tiger pose. So it doesn't matter where that hand is on the end of the strap. You might just curl the hand in a little bit. You're starting to open up even more with a bent leg. So you're pushing the foot away, but you're pulling on the end of the strap. It's this continual kind of, again, I can't remember the name of what I want to say. It's a physics word. Nice and slowly release, let the leg float down. Woo! How do you feel it in the supporting leg? Supporting leg is really working. The back of the hamstring. That's why we did the hamstring work at the beginning. Switch to the other side. Love playing around with straps. You get really deep into postures. Make sure that you're balanced. You've got an added focus with the strap. Alleviate the wobble. Pull on the strap. Pull the leg up towards the sky. Good. Notice it, the underneath leg as well. You might need to bend the knee if it's overstretching into the back of the hamstring, and open up the chest. Revolve the rib cage up towards the sky. Good. And come into that Chapasana variation. So you might pull the hand a little bit along the strap, shorten the distance between the foot and the hand, and bend into the knee. There's two variations of Chapasana. One is pulling the heel towards the buttock, and one is pushing it away. Try both. Try to push the foot away from you, and you create that openness between the buttock and the heel. Reduce the wobble, use the breath. Feel comfortable, feel expansive, creative, and freedom of expression here. And slowly release, come out, Fantastic. Good. So a little bit more of standing work. Wide leg this time. You've still got that small loop onto the foot. So you can see where we're going here again is that we're going to take in the twist this time. So right hand comes down, left hand pulls the strap away and you open up into the twist. So again, you're keeping the tautness through the strap, pushing down with the feet, turning the toes inwards, heels turn out. That's it. So we're holding the strap in the left arm and the loop is under the left foot. That's it. Yeah, that's it, Claire. You got it. So rotate the left rib cage up towards the sky. That's it, Monica. Lovely. Beautiful, Penny. Lovely. Lovely. Sonal and Sharon there. Good. Work it. This is slowing us down now. Done all the hard work. Nice and slowly release and exhale. Fold. Whoa, just take a moment. Feel the back of the legs here because today's particularly quite hamstring, leg heavy, inner thighs, inner groin, stretching. Switch the strap to the opposite side and then take the strap up towards the sky again. You know where you've got to hold on to. You're going to push the hand back behind you, opening up the chest. Try and keep the strap in line. So there's an alignment from the strap up towards the shoulder. That's it. Yeah. So it's not going too skew-iff. Good. Breathing, rotating. Gaze can be up, straight ahead or down. Nice and slowly release the strap. Bring yourself back into center. Bend the knees. Drop the body. Swish side from side. Releasing into the back of those legs. One little stretch more in this forward fold, and that is holding on to the ends of the strap. And it is obviously bringing our arms forward and back in the fold. So just notice if you have now increased the range of motion and the mobility into the shoulders. Find balance between right and left shoulders, just moving nice and slowly and controlled. Reduce the wobble, keep the tension in the strap. Good. And then nice and slowly release the strap forward. Heel toe the feet into parallel. Bend the knees and sit down. So a little side stretch in half butterfly. Strap goes over right foot. And opening up the chest here. Again, the fingertips might start to pull you down just that little bit closer towards that extended leg. Breathing into the side body. Good. Roll the ribcage open. Remember those gate poses, very similar. And nice and slowly release out just a little bit. The arm comes on the inside, coming into compass pose. So you can start to extend. Let's see if I can get it. Extend the right leg. And pulling it up into compass. So this arm is in front of the hamstring. It's quite deep with the strap. Sometimes it's actually easier to take hold of the foot and do it because you've got more control. So, pulling strap in towards the body, opening up rib cage. Good, good, good. That leg is so heavy. You've got to hold the leg up with the strap. Ah, that was a little play. Coming into compass there. Left foot, left strap, left side stretch. Open up rib cage, breathe. Good. Maybe the fingertips slide down the strap closer to that extended leg. Breathing in, coming back into the center. Maybe opening up that foot just a little bit more for stability. Left hand comes on the inside and underneath the knee. And then you start to fully extend, opening up into compass. Sitting on the sit bones. And the gaze goes up underneath, opposite arm. Good. Pull the toes towards you. Keep the spine long. Breathing, breathing, breathing. It's deep hamstring, deep inner groin. Fantastic. Slowly release. Oh, good. Before we come down onto our backs, a little bit of boat pose to find that final balance. So if you've got it all the way long, you can just simply loop it over the feet and then lifting up the legs, wiggling the fingers down, extending the legs, keeping the chest lifted. Pull the feet towards the head, chest towards the thighs. Find the balance. Breathe. Smile. Keep lifting chest, lengthening spine. Pulling toes towards the head, pulling chest towards the thighs. Might get an extra inch in the balance. And slowly, release. Legs go out in front of you, this time forward fold, pulling yourself down over the legs, exhaling. And try not to hold the strap too tight here as you pull yourself into this forward fold. It's just like the standing forward fold that we did right at the beginning. See if you now have a little bit of extra release into the back of the legs. You haven't really got gravity on your side here because when you're standing, the body is a lot heavier when reaching down towards the earth. So you have to kind of pull yourself a little bit closer towards the thighs, letting the head and neck soften and relax. Find those few moments of easy, comfortable breath, easy, comfortable posture, and stillness. Inhaling, lengthening, exhaling, deepening. And then slowly lifting, releasing. Take the strap out to the side of you. Bend the knees and make yourself warm before rolling down through the spine. Come all the way onto your backs, drawing knees in towards the chest. Rolling, massaging out. And taking the strap, just making it hip width this time, and the strap then goes over the upper thighs for your bridge. So threading both feet through, making sure that the strap is in the center so that you can pull it nice and tight, making sure that it's in the middle of the knee and the hip, and those knees are hip width. And start to push the strap outwards so you feel the engagement of the inner thighs, the adductors and the abductors, the outer thighs working. You're pushing the feet into the ground and then starting to roll up into your bridge. Keep the force in the strap, pushing the strap outwards. Keep the neck nice and long. Facial expression relaxed. Breath is easy. Glutes are engaged. Lifting hips. Pressing away through the mat. And slowly roll down through the spine. This time bring the feet a little bit closer. And you might be able to take hold of the ankles so that you can bring the heels right in towards the buttocks, and you're on the tiptoes this time. Hands pressed down. So you send the knees forward. And then this time you're in a higher bridge. The arms might come underneath you. You interlace the fingers. You're going to press down through the hands. Rolling onto the backs of the shoulders, up onto the tiptoes, pressing the arches of the foot away, and keep pressure on that strap. Breathing, finding comfort. Slowly coming out, release the hands, release the shoulders. Roll down through the upper back, middle back, lower back. Release the toes, release the heels, and release the strap. And then take the feet wide, knees falling in towards one another. Exhaling here. Last little bit of stretch work here is our reclined downward dog. So you can make it all the way to the end if you like. So coming right back to the beginning, all the way, biggest loop. And that goes over the feet. And you keep the feet hip width. And you're going to pull the toes towards you. Pull the hands all the way down towards the end of the strap, and you're actually working the feet outwards. So what tends to happen is you're pulling the strap and it wants to bring the feet together, but you're fighting that force that brings the feet in towards one another, and you're widening the feet hip width. Keeping the tailbone nice and long. Both legs stretch back this time. Feeling the stretch through the back of the legs from the Achilles, calves, back of the knees, hamstrings. right into the base of the glutes. Lengthen tailbone a little bit more. Pull feet towards you a little bit more. Keep those feet nice and wide. Active stretch. Breathing. And then relax the tension. Widen the feet all the way out. So you might be able to just do your little wide leg here. Oh, and just rock from side to side. So the strap is on either foot. And then you might do a few little pelvic twists, shimmying into the pelvis, left and right. Good. And then happy baby. You're going to pull the center of the strap. Keep the knees nice and wide. You're going to push through the soles of the foot. Make sure that it doesn't slip off from the heels. Pulling down through the center. And keeping that tension and activeness through this pose. Knees go wide, thighs go wide, pushing up through the heels, pulling the strap down. And slowly release. Oh. And come back to where we started. Without the strap, soles of the feet come together. Reclined butterfly. Take the hands onto the hips here, fingertips pointing downwards in towards that space, that diamond. And then just notice how you feel. Find a few breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Let go of the effort. Let go of the tension. Relax fully into all muscles. Go deeper and let all of the connective tissue soften. And allow the joints to become heavy. Take the hands to the knees, lift the knees together, and just take the feet wide. Just roll knees left and right, releasing into a gentle windscreen wiper. And prepare yourself now for your final relaxation in Shavasana. And you can use any of the props that we haven't used in practice here, maybe placing a bolster underneath the knees, pillow or a blanket underneath the head, and make sure that you're nice and warm so that the body temperature does not drop. And just taking a few moments to make those final adjustments as you become comfortable. And I am going to give you all the silence that you need. And I'm hoping that you have a silent surroundings, or maybe you listen to music. So enjoy these last few minutes of your practice before your day. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back around. Beginning to take a few deeper breaths now to bring your awareness back into your surroundings, onto your mat, and into the body. Begin to slowly move fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, head and neck, and just choosing to stretch or draw the knees in and roll out. Take time to roll over to one side as you return up to a comfortable seat. And just bring the hands into Anjali Mudra at heart center and just sit nice and tall, comfortably, nice easy flow of breath. Remind yourself through your day of peace and stillness, and always return back to that steady flow of breath to make things easier, more comfortable. Be guided through your day with your breath. And also finding those moments of silence to listen to your own intuition speak to you. And always thank your body, your breath, and your focus for balance today in some challenging prop work. And I thank you. Namaste.